Hello everybody, welcome back to Friday Sews. I'm Alison and I'm going to talk about how I've got some balance in my sewing week this week, if you wondered what the thumbnail was all about. So I think some weeks in sewing, it's about getting your head into a really intensive make and maybe trying a new pattern or trying a hack of a pattern or just doing something that's a little bit more detailed. But sometimes I definitely think there is a time to just make some simple things that you've made before and just get into it and feel like you're productive, but you don't have to concentrate too much. I'm sure I'm not alone with that. So let's find out what I mean by that for this week. So if you saw my video on Sunday, which was about sewing and community, if you've not watched that yet, I'll pop a little link to that, a little card in now. I have followed that up by having quite a busy week this week. So my sewing challenge, which is a gift to November, is launching on the 1st of November, and I'm a little bit late getting organised for that this year. So I allocated some time on Monday and on Friday, when this vlog goes out, I'm allocating a time to contact sponsors, and that back and forth takes up quite a bit of time. In addition to that, I'm setting up, fingers crossed, the first retreat for the Sew Virtual community, so that's took a little bit of my time. So I definitely felt that I needed some more simple makes this week, and that's what I've done. Now, you might recall that I went to Leeds on Friday and I picked up a couple of fabrics, and I did mention them on Sunday, and I said I would come back to what I was going to make with them for this vlog. So one of them I haven't made this week, but one of them is this green needle cord. So this was from B&M Fabrics. It's, you know, pretty, it's like a fern green, I think. Lovely, very soft, very drapey. And there was a dress in Marks and Spencer's that was, for me, it reminded me of the bodice of the indigo dress. Now that's a little bit buffet style, but I always bring the side seams in so it can pull over my head, but it's a little bit more fitted. And I've previously done it, don't think I'll have a photo, but I did it where I shirred the bodice, and that's why it reminded me of this dress in M&S. Now it was in a very sort of colour, and when I went to B&M I wanted to buy a cord that was a similar colour, but they didn't have enough. But I did love that green, and it's about what colour I want to make it in, really. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try to recreate that look. If I can find it on the M&S website, I will pop a picture in, but I'm not sure I'll be able to. I do want to have a long sleeve with a little bit of volume in it, not necessarily gathered up here, but more of a bishop sleeve. So I've hacked, I don't know how many sleeves I've hacked into the indigo, but that's my thinking of that. But that will come up in a few weeks' time, and depending on the amount of fabric I've got, whether I'll be able to share. That dress actually had shirring on the front and the back. It was the shirring where you have a couple of rows, then like an inch gap, and a couple of rows and an inch gap. But obviously with shirring, it takes more than your standard pattern piece. So you need to do your shirred panel, then cut that panel out. I think it had binding round the neck and a little sort of fastening at the top, something like that. So I'm working my way around that, but I got 3.5 meters of the fabric, so I know there's enough fabric for me to do a indigo. I've not made one for ages. However, yeah, I'll come back to you with that space for the rest of it. The other things were brown linen, which is a rammy linen, which one of the girls on Sew Virtual this morning said is made out of nettles, and I didn't know that. So it's plain. I know what is going on with me and plain fabrics. But I do love the softness of rammy linen, and normally I would only wear linen in the summer, but I've mentioned it recently. I'm embracing it for the winter. Now I bought 2 meters of this. I had one in my basket on Pound Fabrics. I think theirs is £8.95 a metre, and I'm thinking this was £11.95 a metre. But obviously I was there, I could feel it, and by the time I paid the postage for 2 meters for Pound Fabrics, it would have been the same price. So yeah, I got that, and I was going to make the bob pants out of it. That was my plan. But then I did a how many barrel leg pants have I already got, and I'm about to make the falconers. So I was watching Kate from the Fold line. She's just done her autumn trends vlog, 2 videos, found them really useful. If you've not checked those out, go have a look. And she was talking about still having wide leg trousers. Now I still like a wide leg pant. in the winter, and I thought, why not? So I actually just went back to the lane pants pattern. And you might be like, oh God, not the lane pants again. But you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I'm thinking in those darker colours, the deeper the winter fabrics, why not try them and see how they look? And I absolutely love them. So I am going to get some pictures and drop them in, but I'm going to pick them up and show them to you now. So obviously they're very plain. I did the little hack that I've been doing on the bob pants, which is to create that flat panel on the waist. So this has got elastic in just to give it some support, but there is no, I've not gathered it in, as you can see. So that's 4 inches either side of my centre waist seam, and then all of the gathering is sort of then pushed towards the back. I did follow a little tip that Tamlin from Sewn on the Tyne gave, and my friend Lynn has done this as well, and that is out of the back crotch seam I've just took a very small wedge, about 1 centimetre at the top of that seam, and then I've just graded that down just to bring a little bit of volume out of there. I was playing around with it and I thought I'll see how it goes. So I like the fit of them because the flat front takes some of the volume away from my tummy, and that little wedge that I've took out the back takes a little bit of volume out the back. I might play around with that more in the future. I was so pleased that Lynn shared with me Tamlin's tip, because I've been taking fabric out of the side seams where actually I think that maybe wasn't the right place. So I'm interested to try that moving forward, and I'm going to Little Legs fabric and Abercarn next weekend, Abercarn and Preston. So I'll probably in Abercarn I want to look for like a wool mix fabric. Some of the girls were saying like a wool suiting fabric, so something that's got that wool feel but not overly thick, because I don't want it to be too chunky around my waist. And I think I'm probably going to aim to do something, I fancy some like, you know, check. As long as I don't look like Rupert the Bear or anything like that, I'll be fine. I do like a good check trouser, I've got to say. I'll probably get extra fabric so I can do sort of try and do the pattern match. But yeah, there's no pockets in them. They're my normal lane pant, and I feel like there's not much for you to see because they're plain coloured. But actually, when I put them on, I really liked them. And I think I mentioned to you, I don't know if I mentioned on here, but I got a wool coat from M&S, a dark green wool coat. Cal treated me, which was really nice. I just fell in love with it when I saw it, and I could make one, but sometimes it's nice just to buy. And I think these are going to look very smart. I've got a day out tomorrow, which is Thursday, with a friend I'm meeting at the Metro Centre, and I'm thinking these outfits are going to work very well. So you might remember I also got, I'm going to show you the garment in a minute, a very similar colour in a jersey, which was from Rena's Fabrics Galore. And my plan was to use that fabric to do a toile of the Styler Rain t-shirt, which some of the So Virtual girls have been going nuts for, which is a raglan sleeve t-shirt with some gathers here. Now, I started cutting it out. I cut the front bodice and I cut the back bodice, and I was using my Drew pattern to sort of gauge the width and what size I needed. And when it got to the sleeves, I was doing that. I was scratching my head, because you don't need to comment on this bit, because we've all got bits of our bodies that we like and bits that we don't like. And one of the things I don't like is the tops of my arms. And I do think that I wear clothes and style myself to more flatter that than draw attention to it. When I got the pattern piece out, which is here for the sleeve for the rain, it's very different because it's got gathers. So I think this is the front. This must be where the gathers form. And what I did was I measured the width in the size that I put out on it here, and it was going to be a couple of inches too small for my arm. Now, there would be negative ease in a jersey pattern. That would be fine if I was more comfortable with it being more fitted on my arms, but I'm not, which is why the sleeve on the Drew as a raglan top works well for me, because it kind of flatters that more than drawing attention to it. I hope that makes sense. So I was looking at, can I hack this? Can I widen it out? What can I do? And I just decided, you know what? Maybe this pattern's just not one that I want to put that level of effort into. Because if I did that, it would kind of take away from the style of the top. which would defeat the point. So I'm actually going to gift that to my friend. It's a free pattern anyway, but it's obviously all printed out. She's smaller than me, so she can just recut it to her size, and Lynn's going to make it. But I don't want to deter anybody from making it, because I've seen lots of lovely versions on it, and I should have dropped the actual pattern picture in by now, so you can check that out. So I was left with the fabric, and I thought, what am I going to do? So I actually got some caramel rib while I was at B&M, because I knew if I was going to make something in dark brown isn't a colour I would normally wear next to my face. So I thought the caramel rib, because I'll be honest, I was really struggling to find a dark brown rib. And B&M had one, but it was almost black. And I thought, actually, I'm better off going with a lighter colour near my face than too dark. So I had enough to recut the top, and I've just done one of my Atelier Brunette Le Hoodie No Hoodie, but it's a bit more blousy because it's in a viscose jersey and it's here. So I do like the caramel with it. I think it's really nice. That's on the cuffs, and it's also on the hemband, and when you put those together and then drape that, it looks quite blousy with it. And I think that'll make a lovely outfit. So hopefully I'll get you a picture of those two together. So nothing very exciting in this, but what happened, my daughter uses the room next door, and at times when she's working, there needs to be no sort of background noise. So I set up my new Baby Lock Aspire, which is my long-term loan machine as an ambassador. That's an overlock and a cover stitch. So I just had that on the dining table. So obviously I could do all the overlocking I needed, but actually it's quite quiet. It sounds more like a sewing machine than an overlocker when you're sewing with it. Even she commented on how quiet it was. And I'm going to do some of the vlogs about it in the future. But I just went between regular overlocking and a 3-thread overlock with a single needle cover stitch on the settings that give me a 1 centimetre seam. So I did all of the pants, the lane pants, on that setting, and then I just switched it to overlocking and did this, and then I cover stitched the hem. So I did it all on that one machine. And I don't know why, but I had brown overlocking thread, so it was ideal. And I made, there's another item to share with you, I made it all in 3 hours yesterday, but I didn't feel like I was pushing myself too much, but it was exactly what I needed, just to enjoy some sewing, create some new makes, and a little bit of a mini capsule, as you're going to see. So the third item that I made was with the other fabric that I got from Rena's Fabric Galore. So it's a Facebook group if you've not seen it before. Both of these were sold as cotton jersey. That one's definitely more viscose jersey. It might have some poly in, and this one is more cotton jersey feeling, but I think it's got some poly in. I don't usually buy fabrics with some polyester in, but you know, it cost me £15 for 6 metres of fabric including postage, and to use as a toile, I'm happy with that. And actually I absolutely love them both. So this is the second one, which is Tilly and the Buttons Drew. So I make it 2 sizes smaller, and I've lined up the animal print down the centre, so you'll see that on the photos. I've done the same on the back, and then I think I've pretty much got that somewhere on the sleeves. So whatever I did with the sleeves, I managed to position them so I think they're the same where the pattern falls. And I just used black. I ran out of black rib. How does that happen? Carl, who's now known from First for Fabrics as Mr. Sew Like Dotty, had to pop in for some. So I had enough for the neck and the cuffs, but not enough for the hem. So he kindly picked me some up yesterday. I usually buy all my rib from Pound Fabrics, but it was that by the time I buy that and post it and it arrives, yeah, it's nice to, you know, just pops. I think it was £7.85 a metre, so it wasn't too bad at all. I got a couple of metres. But I do like this, and again, because it's lighter weight, it feels a little bit blousy when I'm wearing it rather than sweatshirty, and I'm liking that a lot this year. I've got a mixture of both, because it's still, I think for sort of mid-October, it's quite mild, and sometimes I'm putting my bigger sweater jumpers on, and it's definitely not cold enough for them yet. And equally, I've had like a little jersey cami under some of these, and that's been enough. So kind of a little bit of a layering piece. But again, with these trousers, it looks absolutely gorgeous and not complex at all, but that's fine, because I'm about to go into a couple of complex makes. So I cut out all of the pattern pieces while I was on my social on Sunday for that cute purse from Country Cow Designs, and on Sunday the 19th it's the wrap up for the Sophisticated Online Challenge, which you can make anything at all that you would take or wear to an afternoon tea. So I thought, Cal's away for a few days over the weekend, so I am going to make my falconers, but I thought actually I've got this ready, I could cut this out and make this little bag, because that would be something I would wear with the dress to take to an afternoon tea. So I'm not putting pressure on myself, but I'm hoping I can maybe get it finished for Sunday. It just has to, you might have worn it before, but it has to be something that hasn't been on Instagram before. And I'll pop a little picture in of the Sophie's details so you can see those on the screen. So I'm thinking I'm going to move on to that. I have got some cord to make it with, but I have got some faux leather, and I was thinking I might do a brown faux leather, would be quite nice to go with that. So I'm on with that. And falconers wise, I just need to make a decision. I think I'm going to do a toile of the elastic waist hack first, then I'm going to do my jacquard denim, but I want to do the toile so I get the fit and things right with that. So that's what the balance is about, isn't it? Because sometimes you just need something that doesn't take any headspace, something that you can just jump on and do, and sometimes you're like, give me something meaty because I really want to get stuck into it. And it's just about balance. And let's face it, occasionally you might be like, I can't really be fussed on with sewing at all, so let's have a little bit of time off, and that's okay too. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's makes. Let me know in the comments as always what you're making, and let's chat, because I love to chat with you in the comments. And yeah, let me know how you're getting on with things, and let's have a catch up soon. There might be a vlog on Sunday, I'm not sure right now. Otherwise I'll be back with you next Friday. Take care and happy sewing everybody.